Hi, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 356 of the Ping Pong Flick Show. Let's get with the updates. First, it's not a DCEU update, but it is a Zack Snyder update, and this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead rounds out cast with Omari Hardwick, Chris D'Elia, Garrett Dillahunt, and Raul Castillo have also joined the zombie movie, which has just begun production in New Mexico. As it begins shooting in New Mexico, Zack Snyder's zombie heist thriller Army of the Dead rounded out its cast. Omari Hardwick, Chris D'Elia, and Westworld actor Hiroyuki Sanada have boarded the Netflix movie starring Dave Bautista. Garrett Dillahunt, Raul Castillo, Nora Arnezeder, Matthias Schweighofer, I can't say these names, Samantha Wynn, and Rich Citrone are also joining the cast. Army of the Dead takes place after a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, where a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. The movie began production Monday in Albuquerque and will later head to New Jersey to shoot on location in a casino in Atlantic City. Snyder is directing from a screenplay he wrote with Joby Harold and Shay Hatton. He also is producing along with Stone Quarry's Deborah Snyder and Wesley Collar. So that is the update for Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. As you can see, he's not shooting in Las Vegas, but with a little movie magic, it'll look like Las Vegas. So this is a great movie, a great profitable movie that's coming to Netflix, and I can't wait to see it. Even though I don't really care for zombie movies anymore, I'm kind of tired of zombie movies. Well, it's a Zack Snyder movie, and I gotta check it out. So that's I don't know when it's coming out. Does it say when it's coming out? It doesn't even say when it's coming out. And I hope it's this year or it's possibly next year. We'll see whatever happens with that, and we'll see what other projects that Zack Snyder have to come up with now that he is free reign to do whatever he wants in the Netflix realm, and I can't be more happy for him and his crew. Next up is a DCEU film, and that is Shazam 2. Now, I talked a little bit about Shazam 3 possibly having Black Adam involved, but let's not get so far out, and let's talk about Shazam 2. This is coming from comicbook.com. Zachary Levi says Warner Brothers wants to make Shazam 2 as soon as possible. Warner Brothers and New Line are both very happy with the David F. Sandberg directed Shazam and wanted to make a sequel as soon as possible because of growing teen stars Asher Angel and Jack Dylan Grazer, says leading man Zachary Levi. The truth is, I don't really know anything, Levi said when asked about the sequel at Germany's CCXP Cologne convention. I know that I'm going to have a conversation with my bosses pretty soon about what the idea is and where we're going with the new movie. But all I really know is that New Line, our studio, and Warner Brothers, our parent studio, and DC, and our producers and executives and everybody who's involved in all the decision making, they're all very happy with what we did. They want to do even better the second time around, and they're crafting a story right now as we speak about what that sequel is going to be. The franchise, best described as Superman meets Big, sees Billy Batson, angel and superhero aficionado best friend Freddie Freeman, played by Grazer, transform into adult-sized crime fighters with the utterance of the magic word Shazam. These powers are shared by the boys' foster family, Mary, Grace Fulton, Pedro, Jovan, Armand, Eugene, Ian Chen, and Darla, Faith Herman, meaning the producers fight against time and puberty extends beyond 16-year-old Angel and 50-year-old Grazer. The only other thing I know is they want to make it as soon as possible because those kids are growing up like weeds. So if we don't do that in like the next 2 days, they're going to be full-grown adults, Levi added with a laugh. Levi then recalled returning for additional photography after 6 months away, during which time both Asher and Grazer grew dramatically. We did principal photography, meaning the bulk of the filming on Shazam. We did that over the course of 4 months or so in Toronto, Canada, Levi said. Then we had about a 6-month break. We came back to additional photography In the 6 months from when we stopped principal photography to when we started additional photography, Jack and Asher quite literally grew so much that they couldn't match their faces with what they looked like 6 months prior. Levi added, so if we don't shoot another movie real quick, then they're just gonna be men. There's no point in saying Shazam to transform. They're already transformed. That's all I can tell you about the sequel, but I'm very excited to get into it, making it, and I hope you all enjoy it when we do. That is so funny. Also at CCXP, Levi said he's hopeful sequels to explore deeper connections to the wider DC extended universe in the lead up to Shazam's clash with the ultimate bad guy Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson. A crossover Levi revealed wouldn't happen until Shazam 3. He did literally say in another article that I won't read because it's totally quick clickbait, but he says that he would love to have Wonder Woman show up in one of his movies, and we would love that as well. But hearing what he said here is kind of what I said yesterday, that I really hope they hurry it up, because kids, like I said, kids, they grow up faster when they're young, and as we get older, you know, we kind of age a little bit slower. But like literally said, 6 months, and they're already, you know, grew up so much, they're literally going to be men. They don't have to transform anymore. I think that's hilarious, and I think it really speaks the truth of how kids and shooting kids and being kids being stars. I mean, you look at Mighty Ducks 2. I'm going too far. I mean, there are literally other kid movies with sequels that you can really tell the difference, that they've really grown up, and they should have shot the movie earlier if they wanted to keep the appearance that they're still in high school or something like that. So I really feel for them. I hope DC, Warner Brothers really does something really quick, really plan it out right now. They should already be planning. They should already be shooting next year. That's how soon I believe they should have been doing this. The next year and the year after that, then, you know, that's it for pretty much the Shazam universe, and just have an older teenage Billy and teenage Freddy, then you know, that's the way it is. Hopefully with the inclusion of Ann Sarnoff, who's the new WB CEO, coming into the office, she can make some changes or not make some changes, who knows, but push the needle forward. Move forward with a lot of these projects that have really tight timelines, if you think about it, concerning what Zachary Levi is talking about here, how the kids are growing up and they really got to act soon, along with other sequels and other movies, getting contracts means getting movies into production, not just kicking back and waiting to see what the box office is before even planting seeds for the next one. They should already be thinking about that if they were already planning to do that to begin with. So I'm really curious what they're going to do after they finally finish up and do HBO Max, if that's even in their wheelhouse, and then moving forward with more and more projects and getting more planned out, and within consideration of young actors and actresses who are growing up so fast that you'll need them to be at that age in order to tell the story that you want to tell. So I'm very curious how that is going to continue to go on, and I'll continue to talk about it as more come up with that. But in those plans that Ann Sarnoff is coming in with, we are hoping, very much hoping and praying, that those plans include the Release the Snyder Cut of Josstice League. And even though we don't know what her plans are in those cases, the Release the Snyder Cut Justice League, it's an incredible achievement for the Project Comic Con team to even put this together with the help of the Release the Snyder Cut fandom and the movement, with donations and half of those proceeds that are going to American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. We have all finally able, everybody took a little part in this by putting up this bus stop wrap of the Release the Snyder Cut, and this is situated opposite the San Diego Hall of Justice. These pictures were both taken by Will Rollins and Nosco. They were able to put this up. This is out there right now, since this morning, for people who are not in the fandom, for people who are outside the realm of the DCEU, outside of our comic book realm, the general audience, to see and learn what this whole Snyder Cut is. And hopefully they're curious enough to see this sign where it says, don't you want to see the real 3.5 hours version of Justice League? Don't you want to see that cut? Pique their curiosity enough to actually click on that or go to that Instagram site, go to that Twitter site, go to that website, the Release the Snyder Cut website, and learn a little bit more and see where they can go. Click on that QR code and let's scan that QR code rather and go to that survey, 2 clicks, and get their name, get their interest into the Release the Snyder Cut, so we can add a little bit more to the analytics to Warner Brothers to show there is a mass appeal for this Snyder Cut of Justice League. Not only did they do a bus stop wrap, they also did what is a banner over at San Diego. And I'm trying to get here. It's on the number 5 northbound to San Diego. This is the way to the San Diego Comic-Con Convention Center. It's right there. You see it in daylight, and also it actually changes. I don't know if they have pictures yet, but it actually changes when it's at night. So that's another cool factor. So at night you can see it as well, including the daytime you can see it as well. Big letters, hashtag Release the Snyder Cut. Hopefully they're looking for that hashtag and learning a little bit more about Release the Snyder Cut. Of course, they're tagging a lot of different media sites and stuff. There are several that picked up on it. Comicbook.com, of course, Heroic Hollywood, Screen Rant. There's other sites and other Twitter bloggers have picked up on it, and hopefully it'll spread a little bit more, spread to other sites like the Ringer, Washington Post, Business Insider, and kind of make a little bit more noise than before. And we'll get a lot of blogger hate and stuff like that thinking about that. We've always been through that. That's fine, but we've been turning people around, including like Mark Riley from Collider and his cohort over there on Collider, and a lot of other bloggers who are more interested in seeing the cut now and things like that. So I think the times are changing. I think we're really getting the noise out there, and all thanks to the Project Comic-Con team for this incredible thing that they've pulled together with the help of the entire Release the Snyder Cut fandom. Congratulations. We done an incredible, amazing thing here. And I love how that huge American Suicide Prevention Foundation is right there on the corner in broad daylight, literally in broad daylight. And it's really cool. I think this is such an amazing thing. And I hope Zack Snyder is able to see it while on his way to New Jersey, able to check it out, and hope he's proud about what we've accomplished so far. And it's almost like they wanted, Fabian Wagner wants to kind of just push it edge a little further. He's kind of like he's kind of taken over, and almost in a sense taken over Zack Snyder's role in putting out some pictures from behind the scenes stuff. And so he went out today. He posted on Instagram not too long ago, in fact, and this is about the Bat Wayne Hangar, and it was the Bat cave in the Josstice League, the theatrical cut, of course. But this is the Wayne Hangar. He put it out these pictures here in the description. It says daytime lighting set up in the Wayne Hangar. 20Ks bounced into full grids with 20K mole beams interspersed to get some shafts. 4 park cans clustered together going straight into the table. All sets designed by the amazing Patrick Tatopoulos. Hashtag cinematography, set design behind the scenes, Justice League, Zack Snyder, Shaft of Light. Bravo. Incredible set. Now, the cool thing about this is that if you look into the trailers and stuff, you see Bruce Wayne in the black shirt. And when you see Bruce Wayne in the black shirt and the black vest, that is the Snyder Cut of Justice League. That's the version that's supposed to be shown in theaters. When you're seeing the white shirt with the black vest or the gray vest, that is a Joss Whedon shot. And for most, in fact, the entire piece where Joss Whedon had shot was CGI. They CGI'd where it looks like they CGI because the lighting is terrible and they just don't look like they were actually there. And because they couldn't get all the cast members together at the same time, they CGI'd, interplaced them into each other. And so some scenes, you'd be looking, he's not literally looking at the person he's talking to. Like if Wonder Woman's talking to Bruce Wayne, she's not really looking at him because he's not really there, because they had to bring them in and talk to in green screen around them. That's what happened. And so the background looked fake. I literally thought that the entire set was a CGI set and there was always green screen. Now, just looking at these pictures that Fabian Wagner had put up and knowing what we know now, looking at the behind the scenes and looking at the Snyder Cut trailer, and when I mean the Snyder Cut trailer, I mean all the trailers that happened before Zack Snyder left. Technically, those are Snyder Cut trailers. You know now that these were actual sets. They were there. All the cast members were there shooting together, interacting with each other. That didn't really happen in the Josstice League version, right? They were kind of there, and then because each cast member had different scheduling and stuff, it just seemed like they weren't all there. And of course, the background was totally CGI because they probably had not have these sets anymore in order to work with. So that is extremely frustrating, and I'm glad Fabian Wagner shared this, including how they brought in the lighting. None of that was CGI'd except for the green screen in the background. For the most part, most of the set, most of the hangar was literally there, and it's so frustrating why they felt the need to reshoot that whole thing, possibly just putting in more of the Wonder Woman story into it, possibly. Who knows at this point, until we actually see the actual Snyder Cut. But I would love to see what actually happened here, and the actual scene with Bruce Wayne in the black shirt and the black vest. What happened during this scene that was so different than what we got in the Joss Whedon's version of Justice League. All right, well, that is it for tonight. I want to thank you so much for subscribing. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.